system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system. Here's the truth about the system that the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. The truth about the mind that'll fuck up your mind. That'll fuck up your the truth about that'll fuck up your the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. Here's the truth about the system that'll
warning, 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 warning.
Truth about the that'll fuck up your the truth about the that'll fuck up your truth about the that'll fuck up your truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind.
Warning, 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 warning.
Truth about the system that'll
You lack the minerals and vitamins, irons in the niacin. Fuck who that I fear. Rappers sit back, I'm about to begin. Bout foul talk you squall. Never even walked the wall. More or less destined to get tested. Never been arrested. My album will manifest many things that I saw, did or heard about, or told firsthand. Never word of mouth. What's in the future for the future? In the change, your rappers are in danger. Who will use wits to be a remainder when the missile is aimed to blow you out of the frame? Some will keep their limbs in, some will be maimed. The same suckers with the gab about killing instincts would turn bitchin', knowing damn well they lack in this division. The connoisseur cracking your head with a 4x4. Realize, sucker, I be the comer like Noah, always simmer you down, perpetrating for certain what you consider an image. To me, this is just a scrimmage. I feel I'm stoned, not cause of bop, I wear my cap cocked. The more emotion I put into it, the harder I rock. Those who pose lyrical but really ain't true, I feel
their time's limited, hard rocks too. Their time limited, limited, hard rocks too. Their time limited, hard rocks too.
speaking in tongues about what you did, but you never done it. Admit it, you bit it, cause the next man gave platinum behind it. I find it ironic, so I researched and analyzed. Most write about stuff they fantasize. I'm fed up with the bull on this focus of weed and clips and Glocks getting caught and wax not being flipped. It's the same old, just straining from the anal. The contact is not complex, the vex. So why you pushing it? Why you you lying for? I know where you live, I know your folks. You was a sucker as a kid. Your persona's drama that you acquired in high school and acting class. Your whole aura is plexiglass. What's her face told me you shot this kid last week in the park? That's a lie. You was in church with your mom. See, I know. Yo, slow your roll. Get it good to go. Guys be locking in this thing called rapping just for dough. Of course, we gotta pay rent, so money connects. But I'd rather be broke and have a whole lot of respect. It's the principle of it. I get a rush when I bust some dope lines or roll. That may be somebody you quote. That's what I consider real in this field of music. Instead of putting brain cells to work, they abuse it. Non-conceptual, non-exceptional. Everybody's either crime-related or sexual. I'm here to make a difference. Besides all the riffing to traps, I'm not sticking. Rappers stop flipping for those who pose lyrical, but really ain't true, I feel.
Time limited, hard rock
Draw, war, lords. Yo, Slackbox 52, hand combat, man down, now you getting treated like a little youth. Pearl handle, black Ruger popping up. It's the return of the trench coat mafia. You got a click, but I bet they won't die for your last nigga that fronted. I Muammar Gaddafi them. I'm busting lead in, Armageddon, God is 7. Top of the dome, it's embedded. I said it, step in the realms and get sweated. My foes get beheaded, live with no edits, shredded. Negative thoughts about the G.O.D., you better dead it, cause that's bad credit. All night, me on the mic is athletic. High height, seeing my sight is like heaven. Fire and flights of bad weather. Whatever, get it together, my neck leather. Once again, welcome to the fucking next level. Metal plus netter, stretch limousines, machine guns running up with 26 villains. Fuck everything old, we fight for the children. 10 steps raw, who want war? Raise your swords and prepare for the lords. Running around like lions in the forest, and we came to conquer the land just like Moors. 10 steps raw, who want war? Raise your swords and prepare for the lords. Running around like lions in the forest, and we came to conquer the land just like Moors. Throwing flying guillotines from Philistine. Came with an illa team to run up in your castle until you're king. I'm doing my thing, dance with the Lord in the ring, standing firm in the square like Butterbean. I'm hotter than Shambhala, draw swords before Makata. Rude boy shot up for top dollar. I'm not a fake ass rapper that's not solid. I got it, to say I'm the hottest is just modest. My asses can melt down anything, so anything in my lane, man, I'm killing it. 2 bottles of jewels, 1 spoon of ignorance. It's the vigilant spit, chemist is injuring any contender wanna act like he bigger than I. It's getting baked and fried, and that's minimum. MCs who wanna compete, I take 10 of them. Clowns in the street want heat, I got diligence, and that's how it really goes. So get familiar with it and stop looking at the motherfucking videos. Choose your weapon, my tools is lessons. True connections, wrong draw, you lost your profession. 10 steps wrong, who want war? Raise your swords and prepare for the lords. Running around like lions in the forest, and we came to conquer the land just like Moors. 10 steps raw, who want war? Raise your swords and prepare for the lords. Running around like lions in the forest, and we came to conquer the land just like Moors.
Let the rhythm hit him, chew him up, spit him out, get him out. Let's see if the barrel fit in his mouth. Hear the lion roar, what you crying for? I'm at the hot gates, open up the iron door. I'm the king of the jungle, so ready to rumble. Gunshots put the room on humble. I flip beats and make the words tumble, and flip bricks and not sleep on a bundle. Claiming you're off the chain, homie, I'm off the board. more. Dunk in your face, I'm the Lord of War. I'm so much more, you bitches should never step up. I never let up, you fuckers will never get up. Ice in my veins, ice on my chains. I'm nice in the lane, think twice for your fame. Shoot around like dice in the game, you crap out. Break your bones when I make you tap out.
10-step draw, who want war? Raise your swords and prepare for the lords. Running around like lions in the force, and we came to conquer the land just like Moors. 10-step draw, who want war? Raise your swords and prepare for the lords. Running around like lions in the force, and we came to conquer the land just like Moors.
Welcome to the Machine Lies, where we talk about the lies of the machine on the machine that lies. And we're given a lengthy explanation of, what I would like to describe as non-mediated acts, right, within the Tao Te Ching, right? And this has to do with attacking logic, and also looking at intuition versus logic, right? Okay. And also it helps expand our dialectic of nature versus time, because there's no progressive ideal within the Tao, right? And also there's a less idea about names, right? There's less of an idea about morality being context dependent, right? And there's more of a notion of a solitary man. And this applies to the division of labor within a society. It also applies to those ideas about human heartedness, right? Okay. And that brings us back to this original concept, of non-mediated acts, right? Now it's interesting, because there's lots of problems in the discussion itself, right? Now this idea of becoming, right, okay, and change, right, and this idea of ontological transcendence, right? I don't think that these ideas have a strong support, within the Taoist schema, right? But it does have an idea about an inherent goodness within nature, right? And the sense of simplicity being linked to the concept of sincerity, right? And all these types of ideas. So, we're looking at man on its own terms. We're looking at a philosophy that is as yet more individualistic, yet also more metaphysical, because obviously, the whole concept within Confucianism is society, human society, right? But within human society, it wishes to preserve a division of labor, right? Now, Taoism is not about human society, it's about the individual, right? And in that, it seeks to preserve the individual's harmony with nature, right? Okay. Okay. Intuition. Is intuition logic plus wisdom, right? To me, intuition and instinct, right, are similar, right? They're forms of pre-knowledge, right? And I like to say that, intuition is, as I define it, learning without memory, and instinct is memory without learning, right? And both of them play a central role. Obviously, we have animalistic nature, right? And that is our instinctual nature, right? And there's nothing wrong with our animalistic nature. It's not a lower nature, as we've come to think, right? But it's just a part of us as any other, and it's not good to look at the human in parts, anyways, right? But yeah.
you
The
know,
Vedas would actually Mandukya Upanishad. It refers to instinct as a lower part of the mind and intuition as the highest part of the mind. Um, and the bridge to the next layer that covers the soul. And that layer is supposed to be like pure peace and bliss.
yeah, and you know, this idea of essentially, I guess, we're looking at more an idea about mind and nature instead of language and time. You know what I mean? So that's important to consider. Whenever we're dealing with, um, you know, the sophists. We did a presentation on the sophists, right? And obviously, the sophists were concerned with the meanings of things, right? They were extremely concerned with politics and society, right? And rhetorical arts, right? They were not so much concerned with metaphysics and harmony with nature and discovering the real truth about things. I mean, right? And those sort of pursuits, right? So, you know, if you look at it, right, the political art in Chinese society sort of came into you know what I mean? Confucianism, and the philosophical arts sort of went to Taoism, right? And the religious arts sort of went to Buddhism, right? And before, Buddhism hit the scene, because that's very, very late in the game, right? Okay. Um, you know, this notion of religion within Taoism sort of got carried away into sort of alchemical. I mean, and that's what also um gives it the inkling of the metaphysical or the philosophical tradition. You can compare this to the hermeticists in the Western world, right? Who were trying to form elixirs of life and all that type of stuff, right? And they had and their philosophy decayed into a heavily dualistic form, right? Concerning the sexual nature of these ideas, yin and yang, right? Instead of looking at them you know, as they were appropriately defined. I mean, right? It's not male and female, night and day, cold and hot. These are not adequate. These things are part of each other, right? In the Tao. So these things don't constitute real opposition within a Taoist system, right? But what it actually is being and non-being, right? So it's at the foremost level of existence, right? So you want to think of, yin and yang as being and non-being, or existence and nothingness, right? You don't just want to think of them as on these surface level concepts, these ideas that find opposition within themselves, like high and low. The Tao totally dismisses that these opposition that functions on a level of degrees, right? That it has any real opposition, right? But it says that the opposing nature of low defines high itself, right? So how could it not be part of high, right? And right, so that is a fundamental factor, right? That instead of having a
So
dialect, yeah,
yeah,
yep.
yeah. Well, I didn't mean like lower mind as bad. I
Oh
should have
no, no,
mentioned
yeah,
lower mind in the Upanishad, which is really resuming the Vedas, right? So it says the lower meaning, lower end of this like kind of layer, and that makes it closer to the body in that point of view, right? So the instinct is linked more with the physical body and the energy body, so the chakras or whatever, and the intuition is related more with the bliss body, which is like the state that you attain when you're in meditation or prayer. but it's very important. Like, is higher better? Is lower worse? Is, that should be taken into account. You're right, but I don't know if you're saying that the philosophy and religion in and of itself, like Taoism in and of itself, is taking that into account or not.
Well, well, I was just going into this concept of, non, um, mediated dialectical, uh,
Got
you
it.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, a non-mediated dialectic where the things don't find true opposition, but they actually merge in a sense, right?
Or complement.
Yeah, complement each other, but and that's the thing is that, I mean, when two forces meet each other, they have, sort of, three options there. Obviously there is a mediation between the two, is combination, right? There's a merger and subsequent collapse, right? Or there is a um coming together of the two, right? So yeah, so instead of mediation, and it's funny because, I thought of Hegel and his idea of mediation, right? After this dialectical method, and then this idea of Kierkegaard, where he shows that those two things don't actually mediate; they actually just form a complete paradox, and end up nowhere. Right now, so this idea of paradox within Kierkegaard, right? And then the idea in the Tao of, sublimation of the two within one system, right? Okay, so this is, of course, a third form of dialectical progression. Right? You know what I mean? And it's important to see that in the Taoist system. And the Tao does have lots of opinions about politics and technology, right? And its effect on human society, which we'll discover throughout time. It has ideas about filial piety, as seen within Confucianism, as we'll discover throughout time. Awkward comparisons made in DC Lau here, you know, where he's comparing it to Hobbes, right? So I don't necessarily understand the comparison there. We were talking about he made the insinuation that Lao Tzu's overly concerned about survival because he's in the warring states period within Chinese history. Now, this period within Chinese history is pretty fascinating. Right? Because lots of philosophical systems emerged during this period, right? You had the school of the logicians, you had the school of the Mohists, you had the school of Mengzi, you had the school of Shangzu, right, which was a continuation of the Taoist schools, right? So during this warring states period, you had logicians, you had people who were legalists, people who had, egoism is another Chinese centered philosophy, right? It's similar to, um, you know, sort of hedonism, right? Within the Western ideal, right? But yeah, they got all sorts of different schools. Obviously, at the time of Confucius, the legalists were in charge, right? And Taoism, was on the scene before Confucianism, right? So we covered some of that history there in painstaking detail, right? Okay, because we're given a lengthy explanation on the development and history and the philosophical nature and problems within Taoist thought, right? Okay. And last time we expanded this idea, and we're gonna really move to Western philosophy too after this. I have a nice series planned on Rousseau and some of the medieval philosophers and their views on nature and harmony with nature and all of that type of stuff too. But you know, what they really opposed was human society, right? Human civilization, even, right? And they opposed the division of labor within society, right? So they had radical views against technological innovation, including labor saving devices used for agriculture, right? And all of those ideas, right? They supported small states, right? Okay. And not these large Republican, you know what I mean? Or aristocratic forms of governance, right? Okay. So there's a overview, right, of Taoist philosophy, Taoist thought, right, and Taoist history, right? Um, and I can't believe, yeah, I mean, that was pretty good for like 20-minute breakdown, if I do say so myself, right? To be honest, but yeah, you're in. This is a introductory show to the Wednesday stream, right? Wednesday we have a stream, right? Okay, and this entire presentation series that we've done over the last few, actually, really, so we've done like 14, okay, presentations. Some of them are 2 hours long. Let's see who else is here. Oh yeah, we have our friend here. Thank you so much for being here, friend. Blessings. Put Reddington up here. You know. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? But yeah, my bad about that. I mean, yeah, let me clear this backstage. I have a lot of these videos and files backstage. That's why I'm not seeing who's back there. Sorry about that, guys. Blessings. And I hope you weren't waiting too long back there. Blessings. But yeah. Yeah, but I like what he says here because he's finally identified that Hobbes' solution is totally different. Hobbes wants to create a system, a political system. Right now, this idea of creating a political system to supplant human nature as a non-starter, right? It's better to convert the leader to Taoism, right? And I think the leadership within the Taoist society, I mean, Taoist leadership is unseen, unknown, right? They're like the custodians, right? And what are they custodians of? Well, they're the stewards of nature, right? They preserve nature, right? So they're scarcely seen among their own people. You know what I mean? They do their job and then they leave, right? And I mean, obviously the ruler follows heaven, right? And the best way the ruler can do this.
Si lo dan el 10 o el 11 ponen el 9, delivered el 9. That changes.
And I'm gonna mute you. I think she accidentally unmuted herself. But yeah, blessings. So, but yeah, we got some Spanish. There are blessings. Anna Perna, she knows a lot of languages. But yeah, blessings. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, yeah. So he's going over some themes here. He's saying. So yeah, he says Hobbes, who in his own way was equally preoccupied with the problem of survival, as can be seen from the opening remark in his autobiography, that his mother gave birth to twins, himself and Fear. Okay, but what he's really talking about is this bellum omnium contra omnes, right? War of all against all, right? This sort of primordial, chaotic state, right, in which no man is really prized, right? So this sort of
But is it hominum, homines? So one against all, or me against the world?
yeah, war of all against all, I think it is. I mean, right? You know, you know,
Oh,
yeah,
oh, it's conjugation. Okay, got it, got it. I understand. I understand. So
yeah.
both are plural.
It'd be
Hominum,
like war, yeah,
homines.
war of all against everyone or something. It would be like that,
Yeah.
right? Right. But yeah, yeah, blessings. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, let me put some of these guys' comments up. You know what I mean? JG's out here. Uh, yeah, what are you talking about? The sodomite stream? And yeah, we can't even play that shit here, all right? And
What are
nor do
you
we have
talking
really.
about?
I'll send you a clip.
Oh
I mean,
God.
yeah, but
Is
That's
it?
not
Is it
for
real?
that's not for the faint of heart.
yeah, it's not for the faint of heart, and it's definitely not for this channel, right? But yeah, definitely. Well, I guess I'll just say it. A little toilet butt birth baby went on a graping spree and on a stream, and he wanted to grape Rocky, he wanted to grape Berserker Bear and his wife, and
Oh my
you know what I mean, and
God.
yeah, and yeah, it was fun. You know, what I mean? It was a fun time for him, right? For sure, larpers, right, on high, right? And intense. All right, but yeah, you know,
Thank you for the recap.
yeah, we have the tape there, so I'll send you a little thing of it because it is a little fun to watch Rocky respond because Rocky has a moment with him, and yeah, it's fucking classic, and where he breaks down their confusion, right? About the satanic level. He's like, well, you're sitting in front of, you know, a picture of the Mother Mary, and you're doing this satanic shit, right? So, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, uh, is that Noel? Noel, you want the link? Yeah, I think the link should be out there for sure. I mean, right? But please, let's keep the disturbances at a minimum. I mean, blessings. I mean,
Let's get some stuff covered first before we get too off topic, right?
well, I mean, it's just so much of these materials that I have. I'm just going through them, and I will you know, this show will serve a dual purpose because I will be looking at lots of translations that I haven't looked at. So I'll be selecting my favorite translation as well. So I'm having a little fun too, right? In terms of you know, I've read many translations of the Tao, you know, maybe 5 or 6, you know, but we're going to be looking at about, you know, 12 or so, you know what I mean? You know, over the course of this, you know, actually, I don't know if it's that many, but at least like 10 or so, you know, we'll be looking at. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun time looking at translations, and you might find a favorite translation of the Tao Te Ching. You mean? Of course, you could talk about Islam. You know, you talk about whatever you want here, you know, blessings. And, you know I still got to email Mike. We're going to set up a debate on Islam on this channel. So all those other shitty debates, you know, Islam getting put on the ropes, you know, having to defend Islam, man, those debates suck ass. You guys ever notice that those debates suck ass? Me and Mike are going to have a real debate, pro anti-Islam debate. All right. So, yeah, you know, we're not going to be afraid to talk about the real issues there. Even. So, yeah, man. Even.
As long as it's not like Rant Redux or something.
Oh yeah, that was a great one too.
That one
Honestly.
was better than all the fake and gay ones.
Oh
So
yeah.
this
Yeah,
one should be good too.
yeah, a lot of people benefited from me and Rant's debate. I don't know if as many people benefited from me and Tariak's debate. That one was significantly faker. I mean,
I missed that one. Oh wait,
yeah.
I'm getting two people mixed up. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you saw.
Yeah, that one. I was thinking of Tarek for a second. I'm like, no, that's a different guy.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done a couple few debates here. The guy debated Andrew Wilson. He was on Piers Morgan. Yesterday. Pretty weird stuff. Definitely vindicated on the level of connections that he has. But yeah,
For sure.
but yeah. So, this idea about survival, obviously, a primordial sensibility within nature in which every man is for themselves, primitive sensibility, right? I guess Hobbes also possessed that, right? Practical simplicity about man's role in nature. And maybe that's what he's trying to get at about quote unquote survival, right? And this idea, right? And yeah, exactly, Jake. Wild stuff. J Connection lining up big time there. Damn. Okay.
You okay, bro?
Oh yeah.
Maybe get some tea or something.
Oh yeah, big time. And I have not slept for a while. This has been a constant problem for me. I've been having big time problems sleeping recently. So that's a huge problem for me. But yeah, in his Leviathan, it says it says the solution offered is totally different. In his Leviathan, Hobbes sets out to devise a political system that would offer security for the common man. Okay, system is the key word, right? And of course, system is a machine that speaks for man, right? As we've discussed many times on this show, right? So, the autocratic state is the first such thing. Obviously, the autocratic state is a precursor to the technological system, right? Okay. But yeah, this whole idea in the Leviathan about, you got to free the common man from himself, and this was a quasi-Christian ideal too, right? Okay. As I explained on my show earlier, right? Because obviously they're inverting Christianity with this concept of the artificial man, right? That Hobbes actually calls the mortal God. And of course, he's using the term Leviathan from the book of Revelations. So try wrapping your head around all that, right? That's why I think it's a very dark book, right? Indeed. When I think of this idea of artificial man, that kind of sounds like AI, doesn't it? Right? That's what I was talking about. Right?
Sounds like the golem.
Oh yeah, golem, right? Of Kabbalistic lore. Right? Which actually, Nick Bostrom, right? He actually compared it to AI. But yeah, Lao Tzu. He said there are only precepts to help the common man to survive in the perilous situation in which he finds himself. Perhaps this is because the Taoists, the only hope for the world offering security to the common man lies in the conversion of some ruler to Taoism. Okay, I think there's a lot more than that he offers, right? About political rule. Some of it we've already talked about. Look at chapter 80, look at chapter 38. Okay, what he says about laws. Okay. All the passages he gives about governance, all the passages he gives about military, right? Virtues, okay? And valor, right? Okay, he's obviously aware of lots of ideas, right? And obviously this second part of this book, which is the book of Te, or virtue, right? Okay, there's the book of Tao and the book of Te. Remember that? Right? It's a Tao Te Ching, right? It consists of two books within itself, Tao and Te, right? The book of the way and the book of virtue, right? And the second part of the book, right,
is roughly about politics and society. The first part of about the book is more about the individual and about the universe and about the formation of the Tao. Okay. Okay. And it's more about human nature and these metaphysical principles, right? Okay. In the second part of the book, it talks about morality, goodness, society, and politics. Okay. So one could additionally see the book this way, right? Right. Let me go on. It says, at any rate, it may be a long time before this can happen, and it is necessary for the common man to have precepts to live by, which will enable him to survive in the meantime. These precepts are based on the value of meekness to survival. Okay. Okay. Meekness. All right. The meek. Right. That even meekness is not an infallible means was a lesson only found in parts of Shangzu. Almost all ancient Chinese thinkers were concerned with the way one should lead one's life, and this was never confined to the conduct in the personal sense, but covered the art of government as well. Politics and ethics for the Chinese, as for the ancient Greeks, were two aspects of the same thing. Now, what he should distinguish is that far more important for Confucius than it is for Lao Tzu, right? Okay, Lao Tzu focuses on inherent goodness, right? Whereas goodness in Confucianism, as we read many times, is context dependent within a society, right? Found within the division of labor within the society, right? Okay. Okay. And this two sides of this debate, right? It's a debate in and of itself, right? Okay. Many people will question which one is better, right? Okay, which one is more significant? Which one is more important, right? Okay, does society make the individual, or do individuals make society? Even that can be asked, right? All right. Okay, one may consider that society is a higher order that influences the individual, or even though it's made of individuals, right? Okay. Okay, and then the government on top of that, right? Okay, as a higher order above the human society, right, which consists as a calcification of the values and techniques within the society of people, right? Okay, so the social mean and cultural means create a larger edifice, which is the governmental techniques, right? Okay. And once that higher form is created, right, the different societies, different people form a society, right? And those different societies form a form of governance, right? To communicate between them, right? Okay. And of course, when techniques function on such a high level, as I said, right, earlier in my presentations, right, then they can assimilate varieties of cultural modes, right? Okay. Okay. Complexity imbues assimilation, right? As I like to say. Okay. Okay. Whereas simplicity, okay, is a cornerstone of creativity, and it's also sincerity is a cornerstone of virtue. Now, these two things, sincerity and simplicity, are inextricably linked. Inextricably linked. All right. Fuck. Make it through a single fucking paragraph here. Right? Almost all Chinese. Okay, I already read that. And yeah, I'd like to get through more text on this show, and I think that it'd be useful for me to read out a few books as just audio books, right? That would also be very useful, right? But because during these presentations, a lot of my explanations or breaking down of the text, needs to be, hashed out. We got Noel's Blessings, man. How you doing? Are you doing okay?
Hi.
Hey, greetings.
Hi.
Hey,
Good.
yeah. Yeah. The sage. The term sage, Shang. Okay, let me start here actually. Okay, obviously there's a way of
Excuse
heaven.
me, can you put me next to her with the A and
Oh yeah.
N?
Yeah, actually we'll put you here, we'll put
Please.
unseen
Thank you.
warfare here. This is a better order for things. And we'll put me here. I like this corner here. Bottom left corner. Uh and you know, blessings. And yeah, it says the king. So obviously there's a link between heaven, the king, and the people, right? That's the ancient formula, right? Uh, the term sage, Shang Jin, occurs more than 20 times in the Lao Tzu. Okay. And obviously, I compare it to this term within Confucius, which is the gentleman, right? Right? A gentleman
A
functions
gentleman functions
within the cultural
with the
refinement.
cultural refinement.
Here, let me try to block out this. Okay, yeah, let me try to see if I could do some echo thing. Yeah, we'll figure it out later. But yeah, blessings, Rocky. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, gentleman focuses on cultural refinement within the society, whereas the sage, sages go to the mountains, right? They're not concerned with society, right? They're concerned with nature, right? So this is a totally different attitude, way different attitude. And and just the terms that they employ, about what they think is a man of high character. Okay, within Lao Tzu, it's the sage, right? Which is, and which reminds me that before the Platonists and the Aristotelian philosophers, before they developed philosophy and science, right, as subjects on their own, the philosophers were seen as sages, right? Okay, Thales and Parmenides, and right, all these guys were seen as philosopher sages. And that's actually what they called them, philosopher sages, because their thoughts were pseudo religious and based on mystical ideas, right? And they all had like little cults that they formed, right?
Sounds kind of like New Age today.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Because the mega machine had developed, it had formed forms of cultural and religious assimilation, and these cultural and religious assimilation had formed into, cults and schools of thought, right? So just as in the Warring States period in Greek, I mean, we're dealing with relatively similar concepts and ideas around the same time. Why? Because you have civilizational techniques that develop because of agricultural society and trade across cultures, right? You guys get what I'm saying, right? So it's easy to see how this, came about at this time. You know what I mean? And that's why I tried to explain earlier, is that these forms of cultural assimilation. It's not like, oh, Plato and Lao Tzu are just, they existed along the same time because, there are so many geniuses around 400 BC. It's an amazing time. Would you like to go back to that time and smoke a blunt with Lao Tzu? Go walk across the fucking pond and smoke a blunt with fucking Socrates. Yeah, but the thing is like, there were so many. It was the technical modes, of cultural assimilation that were far ahead, right, of those changes, right? So these changes weren't random changes, right? These changes were due to civilizational techniques, as I mentioned earlier, right? And the same thing within Europe during the time of Hobbes, right? You had 200-year war, 300-year war, 400-year war. It's because the white people were killing white people like left and right because of the Protestant Reformation, right? So they had Germans and British people and all these different people trading their secrets and their underground knowledge and shit. And you had these people forming into like Freemasons and shit, combining the different cultural modes and shit, and figuring out their own shit. And that's because they had trade from lots of different cultures because they formed civilizational techniques, right? Such as like ships and fucking guns and shit, right? They could go across cultures, right, and assimilate different forms of cultural techniques, so that when they formed the ideas of the Enlightenment, right, they spread. They didn't form in a particular place. They didn't form in like Britain or France or Germany, but they were formed all at the same time around all these different places, right? And it's like, how did that happen? It's like, well, it's civilizational techniques. They developed technology that could assimilate different cultures and religions. Right? So then one doesn't have to wonder, right? And nor does one have to come to some conclusion about some sort of mythicism or say they combine. Look, you could speculate that two things sound the same and all that type of stuff, but the important part is that why would we have to assume that these people didn't talk to each other, right? When we have no proof of that, right? So, yeah, blessings. Yeah, definitely, Joanne. I see what you're saying there, right? I see what you're saying, brother. This day repeated Muslim Islam cult. You see that Brain and Andrew Wilson? Yeah. Yep. Right? It's just different shit. Same shit, different day. Right? Same type of cult. Right? And they got the same thing with the the Wahhabi guys online. Right? Grifters. Right? Hiding behind the religion. They don't want to talk about what's really going on in the society. Most likely. And they just want to make money by confusing people. Right? So there's a lot of that going on. Right? And yeah. But yeah, the sage is the first and foremost man who understands the Tao. Right? Hold on. He said, besides the sage, there are other terms as well that refer to rulers, the lords of men, lords and princes, right? Okay, so this isn't some soft shit. This isn't about some dude living in the fucking forest alone, right? It's talking about princes. Okay, it's talking about lords. Okay, it's talking about people who run things. Okay, the ruler is but a shadowy presence, right? The sage is a man of wisdom, notoriety, right? The fact is that because the ruler is self-sufficient, that's why he can govern others, right? So it goes more to that, right? That the person who's in control themselves is best able to govern others, right? But yeah, the knowledge of the Tao makes the sage a good ruler because the government of the people should be modified on the way the myriad creatures in the universe are ruled by the Tao. Okay, we have seen the term nothing, Wu, is sometimes used for the Tao. Okay, huge fucking point, right? Huge fucking point, right? It's not this idea of ontological transcendence between the material and the immaterial, right? But it's more about seen and unseen, right? And also being and nothingness, right? Being and nothingness. Woo. right? Wu Wei, right? Doing nothing. But it's also, as I said, more appropriately understood as unmediated action, right? Doing, not doing, right? So it's the doctrine of active resistance, not passive resistance. It's not passive resistance, right? That it's talking about, right? Okay. I can't stress that point enough. And yeah, you know what I mean?
Because passive resistance is still kind of going with the system.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And yeah. Um and yeah, so as I said, 3 ways, right? I said there's doing nothing, right? There's undoing, and then there's doing, not doing, right? It's talking about doing, not doing, right? So engaging all things while doing nothing, creating without possessing, right? And working without taking credit, right? There's a 3 ways that it describes the movement, essentially, right? I mean, blessings. Yeah, thank you for being here. Leopard print. Thank you for being here, Joanne. You know what I mean? Thank you, Noel. Blessings. You know what I mean? Thanks for being up here with us. You know what I mean? Brown's boy, blessings. You know what I mean? You know, Annapurna, obviously. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for being here.
We appreciate you, team.
Yeah. Rocky Shepherd, the OG, blessings. You know what I mean? Thank you for being here, sir. You know, I appreciate you.
Is passive resistance like the martyrs?
I mean, no. I mean, I think that would be some pretty active resistance, right? But
Hey, I have a question, not to derail, but are y'all gonna go into that with Rocky and TBE, or no? At some point?
No,
No, you're not. Okay, all right. Be quiet.
But you know what I mean. I don't want to get popped on this show because this dude said he's gonna grape people so many times. But yeah, the thing is,
that's that bad.
yeah, it's that bad. Yeah. Well, his video got popped, so I imagine replaying it would get us popped.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, I have the clip. I mean, we might do it on like an uncensored stream, where we take the stream down, right? But yeah, you know what I mean. I got lots of funny clips of this dude, man. You know what I mean? So
that was weird, man.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, he's a weird dude. Yeah, I've been telling y'all, dude's weird.
That guy,
Yeah.
something wrong with him.
Yeah. Yeah, 1,000,000%.
He said he professes to be a Catholic, right?
I thought he was Orthodox.
Well, he says that he should align with the Catholics too. You know what I mean? And then he also LARPed as a communist. So all these guys LARP as communists. So that's another thing that they all do. Carl and TBE are two LARPer, what do you call it? Marxist LARP? You know what I mean? And yeah, actually, I have a good clip of that, on this thing.
Hell no, that shit ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not the clip. This is the clip here.
Everyone's just in their room, in their space, and your space is gonna be this little fucking tiny little fucking square on a screen. That's going to be your space in the hyper-capitalist fucking AI world. That's going to be your life. And as much as I want to be anti-capitalist, the only way to be truly anti-capitalist is to be hyper-capitalist. Is to give them carte blanche and let it fucking die faster.
So there he is, the accelerationist, Sabbatean, reptilian, satanic little bitch, toilet bowl birth. But yeah, you know what I mean. Does that make any sense? You're right. We want that. We really hate something, so our job is to maximize that thing so that it will implode. That sounds like some Sabbatean Kabbalistic logic to me. I mean,
And
100%.
or Discordian.
Well, Discordians. See, Discordians actually they want you know they are less utilitarian about their use of chaos, right? But I mean, right, but yeah, that utilitarian style of using chaos, right? That seems like accelerationism, which is interesting because we've seen that pushed right recently, right, among the Christians. All right, so yeah, I mean, and that's what we've been trying to tell people is that there is a millenarian Sabbatean influence going on that's piggybacking on Christianity, piggybacking on Islam, right? Obviously, right? And it's developing these things like Christian futurism, Islamic modernism. I gave lots of presentations on these topics. I did a little mini series on it, right? But yeah, they're hijacking the fucking shit out of Islam. They're trying to claim that science is in the Quran and shit, or that Christianity started the Enlightenment and all that. All of this shit is fucking dangerous, right? Dangerous shit, right? And if you think people aren't claiming these things, you need to go back and watch my shows, right? They absolutely hijacked these religions in the 11th century. I mean, AD. And they combined them with fucking Aristotle, and they created the religion of secular humanism out of the corpse of, what they believe is the dead corpse of Christianity and Islam, right? So, you know what I mean? Yeah, and meanwhile, guess who's behind the scenes, right? Who ran the the learning systems within the Islamic civilization and the Christian European civilization? None other than the Jews, right? For centuries, right? All right. So it's fascinating stuff. Fascinating stuff. You know what I mean, right? Maimonides, right? He worked for the Sultan. He was the physician to the Sultan in Spain, right? Okay, and so was Saint John of Damascus. Okay, he was a physician to the Caliph. Okay, so this is the real deal. In the 11th century, who preserved these systems of learning, right? So that in the 15th century they would be consumed by them, right? It was none other than Jews, Christians, and Muslims. And obviously every form of occultism comes from these three religions, right? It doesn't come from paganism or Eastern spirituality or anything. All that stuff got added in later. All that stuff got added in later, right? All the occultism, okay, all you need for it is a little bit of Plato and Aristotle and a little bit of the Kabbalah. Sprinkle it all in together. Okay. And yeah, but back to the script, because we wouldn't want to get too far off script there and cause a lot of these alarm bells to go off. It's happened before. It's happened before. We've got messages. You better stop talking about this. We're looking into you, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, fucking. It's like, we know where you live.
Hi, Mom.
Optics are
Green.
high.
I told him to come visit me, but he's a chicken shit.
Oh, that dude. Oh my God. Yeah. Actually, we called it. Yeah, we called him one day. We called him toilet bowl Google Earth. but, but yeah, you know what I mean. I think Hank made that one up. But yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm gonna read a little bit more of this on his idea about this because this is so real. And then I'm gonna, man, I don't even know why I have my camera on so long. People are putting spells on me. I mean, yeah, the thing is that I'm gonna read this paragraph quick, fast, and then I'm gonna do a musical break because I'm tired of explaining things. And then we'll come back with a little bit more of this. We didn't even make it through one page, so this has been a pathetic stream in terms of reading this fucking document here. And but yeah, I'm glad that I'm explaining these things to you guys. Blessings. We have seen that the term nothing Wu is sometimes used for the Tao, because if we must characterize the Tao by a pair of opposite terms, a negative is preferable because it is less misleading. Okay, fair enough. And actually, what's funny is that he might just be talking about how it was muddled by Buddhist doctrine, right? Because a majority of commentaries on the Tao are actually coming from Zen philosophy, which is prominently linked with Buddhist philosophy. So obviously, the
What are
concept
you
of
reading?
DC Lau, Penguin edition.
Lao.
Yeah, the Penguin
That,
edition of the Tao Te Ching. Yeah.
do they
Yeah.
have it on like I can
Oh
Google
yeah.
it?
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody can Google this intro and read along with me. Thank you so much. Right, just type in DC Lau intro for the Penguin edition of the Tao Te Ching, and the text will come up. And yeah, you guys can read it yourself. Just find the spot that I'm on. I mean, and you know, um, it says here I'm on page 28 of the introduction, and now I'm on page 29 of the introduction. So yeah. All right. Yeah, you guys could look that up. I mean, and those resources are available. I did Google that; it is available online, so you guys could look it up yourself. Actually, I should start the show and put the link there. Not that I'm really like c- r- very concerned with teaching you everyone for free, right? But you know what I mean, I'm just here because of the love. I mean, on the love that I'm offering, right? I don't need any love from anyone. Blessings. I mean, but thank you guys for being here. Nonetheless, I do love all of you. You know what I mean? But yeah,
How do you
nothing.
spell that? How do you spell that? DC Lao.
DC Lau, D.C. And then the last name Lau, Lau. Yeah. So this paragraph on page 29 of the introduction, it says, we have seen the term nothing Wu is sometimes used for the Tao because it must be characterized by the Tao by one of a pair of opposite terms. A negative is preferable because there's less shit going on in the negative than the positive. But the fact is that, obviously borrowed from Buddhist philosophy, as we'll see later, right? So I don't think he's giving a biased opinion there, right? Because I said, yin and yang is sort of existence and nothingness, right? Or what is this great opposition going to be? Is it going to be up and down? Those are part of the same thing, right? So yeah, two of the so it says nothing is preferable than something. So are other negative terms to the positive opposites. Two of these negative terms are central to the Taoist theory of the function of the ruler. The first is Wu Wei. The second is Wu Ming. Wu Wei literally means without action. Wu Ming means without name. These terms came to be coined probably because they are phrases in which Wu, not to have, and so nothing forms the first element. This does not mean that the connection between Wu Wei and Wu Ming on the one hand and Wu on the other is purely a linguistic one. They are like Wu negative terms. What makes Wu a suitable term for describing the Tao makes these terms suitable as well. To say of the Tao that it acts is to limit its effectiveness, because merely by doing some things it must by implication leave other things undone. To say that it is not act to say it to say that it does not act at least leaves it untrammeled. No special relation exists between the Tao and certain affairs to the exclusion of others. The way never acts, yet nothing is left undone. Okay. And obviously the way this is accomplished, as one could say, is the way I described. Engaging all things while doing nothing, working yet not taking credit, producing yet not taking ownership. These motherly virtues. It says, it says these are the virtues of a mother, right? Right. A mother produces its offspring, but it doesn't laud it over it, right? Because it wants it to develop on its own, right? So this growth would be impossible if the mother, simply, guides the child in every activity, right? But anyways, that's it. Right, for this introduction here, hopefully we'll get into some discussions and stuff. I'm gonna play some music here, and
Okay, so what's the name of the book again?
it's the Penguin edition of the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, Laotzu, and the translator's name is D.C. Lau, D.C, and the last name is Lau, Lau. So thank you guys. That is the preface to his Penguin edition that we've been reading. We read some other materials from some other much older texts as well. We'll be reading Jacob Needleman, who is himself a small hat and a Freemason sort of dude. His introduction to the Gia-Fu Fang edition, and also the introduction to the first century texts, because those first century texts are also very important texts and translations. But anyways, here's some music for you guys, and yeah. Let me also drop this link. Yeah, let me drop this link again, and I'll try to find it for you guys, Rocky. And you know what I mean. And while I'm playing this music as well, yeah. Oh yeah, actually, Michael just dropped it. By the way,
it looks like a different edition, though.
No, this is the correct one. Yeah, this is the correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, at least the preface is the same. All right. But yeah, thank you so much, right? Yeah, English D.C. Lau. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I tried to look that story up, where Confucius meets Lao Tzu earlier on that website, and yeah, it's there. The whole thing's there. So yeah, that website is a fantastic resource too. By the way, but yeah. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Michael. And yeah, blessings to everyone. Here's some music for you guys. We'll be back soon. Yeah, thank you.
I combine the law out of divine about the soul matrix. It's audacious like flying spaceships. The process never changes, making people shapeshift. I bathe in iron cosmic bay radius spaces. The lost children Babylon with the transmission. Spiritual henchmen, it's like they summon Raphael. The truth of healing, the science of vision, music and prevail. OCOB will stand for the Nubian kings. Burn your face like the meaning of Egyptians. Lime and stone temple plates capped with the orgone ignitions. Strapped like the emerald tall tablets of lapis lazuli. Cyrus B rotate at 360. Physically smash your head with the flood tablets. After Canadian, I babble in madness. Anti-Semitic, pathetic habits. I damage my flow. It's like the book of shadows. You can't channel, I dismantle. Hypocritical vandals, I dispute to every molecule. To the point where even fucking God can't remember you. I'm in the 33rd tomb, my doom. Chanting 6 songs of Zooms, eating summer mushrooms.
They wanna shackle the sequel, trapped in the sequel. Time to free you, speak facts through the speakers to reach you. On and roar, let my name echo in the metal. Becoming printed cause I know that man is forgetful. I'm a vessel for extraterrestrial intelligence. Never terrified by these terrorists. Ever since Genesis, they twisted the testament for their own benefit. Man, they venomous. Punch the president with a metal fist. His story, yeah, we shredding it. Sick of the devilish rhetoric. Revolutionary market. Resurrecting the blind. I better remember this. No time for feeble excuses. What they feed us is useless. See truth, yo, I speak for the future. Walk with the feet of Buddha. See through the eyes of the Lion of Judah. Orion ruler. Study my sutra. If you lost, bring it back. I ain't trying to confuse you. Bermuda, you're losing. From Lucifer, he fooling you. With his wordplay like hallelujah. I see what they trying to do to us.
They're rattling on and ain't saying nothing. Disciples of Babylon, crush those who frontin'. Confounded tongue speaking gibberish. The biggest eagles have the littlest to offer. Put your organs in a copper, sealed in canopic jaws. Trying to reach Orion with telescopic balls. Smoking crops picked from Mars. Fertilized by the stars as dust turns to dust. Inhaling anthrax and SARS. Trapped behind the flesh walls. Break free from the prison. Dead minds have arisen. No more indecision. Closed eyes, clear vision. Lead the blind on a pilgrimage. Collapse materialism like World Trade Buildings did. Kids lost in the wilderness. Battling savages. Soar above the rest. Now tally up the averages. Somehow it doesn't add up. Like coke doesn't bag up. After it's been snorted. Telepathically teleported. Molecular structure distorted like the Bailey experiment. These no excuse for MCs are silly embarrassments. And still we harassing them to kill the establishment. There you have it then.
Rasulullah, the Lion of Judah, descendant of ancient Nubian mound builders, Egyptian literature spitter, death recites scriptures from Mount Hydra, unveil the black pearl of Persia. Watch the hourglass as we turn back the sands of time. The wheel of the zodiac cracks, time lapse. I close my eyes and now I appear within a pyramid built by the Mayan and Aztecs. Dogon priests mummified in lotus leaves, cuneiform with hidden metaphors carved on my sarcophagus. Lord Rasulullah was given a double-edged sword, the slaughter of the horde. I was struck by an electric storm and was given the hammer of Thor. Yeah. The lost children.
Rewrite DNA with the quantum wave effects. Space-time folders when we spit holographic plates get bent. Y'all ain't saying shit, spit electromagnetic tornadoes. The telepathic flow fatal. Soul ambassadors to the creator. Souls bent with the breath of the eternal. Message supernal, perplex and burn you. Flow so fresh, one of the best. Don't step in a circle, don't test the infernal. Care less if I hurt you. Burn to a crisp. Fry fish in a skeleton, top billing like audio tubes. Audio crew address, vestites, glass heads. Might even shatter in the shards. Try to battle the gods. Scatter the stars with galactic bars, moving masses without a cattle prod. Waving the scepter came to correct you. The sage is destined to save your essence from facing depression. Take the blessings before you make your exit, erasing all the meshes, creating fresh shit. All creation can't disturb the equilibrium. I'll kill anyone if evil is with them.
A blissful blending of the end of pistols, hissing, and a simple rescripting of history manipulated by victors. Listen, we'll start at the beginning, lifting and fails, one after another. A timeline of bastards who act undercover, after the actions of blunder, subterfuge, and manipulation. 1492, Columbus's crew viewed a nation, waging genocide on indigenous peoples. Enter the masons of the British crown, foul minions of evil, sent to deceive you and build infrastructure, assemble cathedrals, pins and needles. Ritualistic occult architecture, districts lead you. I have CBS and they see you. Ancient bakers taking place in the steeple, assimilating the grateful and feeble patriots. The people, it's fake, take it or leave it, orchestrated the secret. You thinking Britain never really lost control? The Rothschilds and the Grand Orient got it going. Only showing a dramatization of the world stage, cracking the orphan gang, move forward to the slave trade. The Civil War, the South and North waged. It wasn't about bondage, it was about dollars. Greenbacks versus the Rockefeller sovereignty. Lincoln didn't give a fuck about slaves. He had Russian fleets posted on both coasts, ready to death central bankers like faces on Roanoke. Yeah, lost children of Babylon. Codex Magica. Magical spells of King Solomon. You know what I mean? The hidden meanings of Freemasonry. Unveil the code.
Fraternity of the impoverished. Knowledge this. Knowledge this. Knowledge this. The
vocalist beast. Knowledge like the Pope in this piece. You think the ocean is deep? Fuck with me. Unbelievable bars, unbeatable odds, unspeakable horrors at an unperceivable cost. Your unagreeable response lacks thought and human heart. This is lyrical law. It's what I make the music for. My prayers are simple. My forehead is layered with wrinkles because of all the hardships that I've been through. Symbolic hip-hop prophets speak to your subconscious. French politics got the public thinking the opposite. I'm a hyper-lyrical, spontaneous, alchemical, elite neoliberal, child of the indigo, drilling holes through the Faraday cages of your brains. Then I implant the arcane image of Saint Germain. High lyrical exponent, intelligent quotient. When I'm focused, I can engage multiple opponents, but I won't if I have no motive. Soldier, be careful, it's loaded. Verbose with emotions of psychosis. In case you didn't notice when I wrote it, I'm spitting lyrics fitting in tighter spaces to outer space roaches. A real MC don't have to do what he don't wanna do, and that includes freestyling in front of you. It's not like something gon' change. It's not like the whole world gon' start praising my name. I stay in my lane. I'd rather die by living brave than live like a slave. I'd rather be broke than be fake and get paid. These layers of physicality challenge me. My soul is gold and it's the only thing that's able to balance me. My energy body has an alchemical copy that looks godly, not fat, out of shape, or sloppy. The iller the rhymes, the more that I am widely vilified. The real recognize real, I get mine. Stand with the underdog, don't be a coward. Stop dick riding people for their money and power. Even the American flag says made in China. The national debt says the US is a vagina of a black widow spider, spraying blood out like a geyser. Why did we lose everything we fight for? Fathers, mothers, sons, daughters in the land of the lawless. Sacrifice before horrors. The Inca, the Aztecs, the Mayans were masters. A new beginning is coming. The irony is classic. The potential of life versus the potential of death. Either way, we go through mad mental stress. God forbid for you, for her, or him. We ignored the gems. Now we gotta do it all again. We failed hip-hop's laws and brought down shame upon our cause. Now we will fall upon our swords. The shaman pays homage to Solomon. He orders them to send the witch doctrine. They ask me to rhyme again. Every now and then I get retarded to spit. I would like to apologize to every artist I diss. Everybody assumes I wanna rhyme when I don't. Sometimes I just wanna chill and watch you flow. Mysteries of the cathedral, the dark overlords of evil, ripped out the vocal cords of the people. I walk up to your bedside in disguise with red eyes and tell you to remember these rhymes. This is the season of hip hop. Believe it or not, I lined it up with the planet's equinox.
Abstract thinking. Abstract thinking.
We're coming cashless slave society. Obviously, the government lied to me. The Illuminati's kidnap of hip-hop is plain to see. Dead or alive, you heard it from the Cannot Be.
I'm a little bit different. I'm a little bit different. Abstract thinking.
They're not being disruptive because they're bad. They're being disruptive because they're bored. So I said, if you could single them out and give them a project just for themselves, something to focus on, something to do. They said, even if you give them something to tear apart and put back together again, you're channeling their energy in a creative way.
Yeah, thank you all for being here with me.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Yeah, no. Yeah, the passage goes to say that should lords and princes, obviously this is the passage about engaging, all things while doing nothing, which actually says the way never acts, yet nothing is left undone. Okay. The way acts through stillness. Right. And it's easy to see that things that can't find their own balance or their own center of energy, right? They're going to be pulled by something else, right? And those things that have their own balance and center of energy
right? They're not gonna be moving around much, right? They push things, right, to be what they are, right? But yet, you know what I mean? The push is all, is way more powerful than the pull, right? The push happens through stillness, right? The pull happens by getting moved by something else, by something external to it, right? Okay. Yes, indeed. It is a bong, bong, bong. Blessings to Claire. I'm a huge fan of Claire, right? From Secular Quranism. Blessings. Thank you so much for being here. I've been enjoying lots of her talks and shows recently. Found her channel there, so yeah, if the mods get a chance to look that channel and go ahead and drop a link to that channel there, or I will find it and drop it myself at the end of the show, because we need to promote some of what she's doing. Very interesting discussions that she has, right? Okay. That I've been seeing recently, right? And definitely the caliber of discussion that we need on the interwebs. You guys are still here. Blessings. What is this? Okay.
What is that?
This is a piece of a big machine.
Yeah,
What
for
is
real.
that?
Yeah, fascinating.
That is a giant machine part.
Wow.
$5G tower.
So wind turbine.
Wind turbine.
Oh, okay.
Something along. Dude, this is huge. Driving past these things on the freeway is scary AF.
It's on a big long trailer, right?
Yeah.
Those things are huge. Shit, that's bigger than the truck I used to drive.
I mean, it must be like 300 feet long, I would say, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
And they're worthless. Them fucking wind turbine generators are pieces of shit.
Or no, this one stopped here for some reason. It looks like they got it fixed somehow, but yeah.
Go ask them what it is. That's that
What is
electric.
it?
Fucking big, dude.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the
that's gotta be one crazy sight to see one of these things catch fire, man.
What's the back
Looks
look like?
like driving
Fan
down
in
the
the-
freeway next to one. It's like I just hurry up and drive past it as fast as I can because this back part. I mean, I know it's designed to like stabilize it or whatever, but I would hate to
Yeah.
have something like this fall on you.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, I drive hella
Yeah,
fast
some
past that shit.
Final Destination kind of shit.
Holy smoke.
Go in the car, please.
Yeah.
I don't want. I
That
don't.
looks
I
like-
don't want you to get in trouble.
That looks like just one wing of
He's at a truck stop.
that looks like one wing off a air wind turbine.
This is the first time that I've seen that this part right here is actually connect like this. I normally don't see this long beam that's going underneath it. It's no, this back part is normally free floating, and then I've never
I've seen
seen
the connection before, yeah.
He's got to, in order to drive that thing, he's got to be able to steer the back probably by remote control up front or something. You can't just drive that around with unless you can control the steering in the back.
Oh, it's definitely its own separate endorsement to be able to pull, you know.
Oh yeah.
Probably
Go
above
ask
over.
them.
What is this over here? Is this some freaking what are these guys on? Yeah, anyway.
Where's that located? In Washington State?
Nah, man, I'm down in Idaho.
Yeah. Probably on the way to Washington. They put up that shit everywhere up here. They don't last very long. They're supposed to be environmentally friendly, but they kill all the birds and shit. And they don't produce they don't produce shit for electricity. And this fucking stupid electrical, everybody wants to go electric. That's just so they can control you, so you can't put 10 gallons in your car and go anywhere the fuck you want to.
Right. I was listening to somebody talk about these things today where they were saying like the amount of concrete that it takes to anchor those things to the ground and like all this material, it would take 30 years to get the amount of electricity back out of it that would like allow it to break even or something like that.
Sad trombone.
It's a scam. They got the bearings, they go bad, and they take oil to run them.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is they actually require petrol chemicals in order to run properly.
Yeah, it's all a fucking bullshit.
You know, we don't have efficient solar anymore. I mean, you know, we need to dig up some of that Anunnaki technology or something, or power some of the pyramids back up or something, dude, because all environmentalism is now is just a scam to get money out of people.
I think like one of the best powers is falling water. Falling water. Like a hydro generator. Those things that's free energy. Really. You just let the water flow through it and boom. And you know the Romans used to transport water. They'd pick it up in one place and transfer via viaducts or whatever those things were. I bet you they had fucking hydros at the bottom of them too. Yeah, the old sawmills used to run off a mill that ran off a creek or something. And you just falling water, you turn a big wooden mill, which turns a cog. And they used to, then you could have pulleys everywhere. And then the pulleys would run machines. And then the grease monkeys were little kids that went up and they would grease all those pulleys. That's where you get the word grease monkey. It's from kids that would grease in the mills that ran off water. You know, they had some mills that had 50-foot mills, and that falling water, it just makes so much power. And you can make it out of a wooden mill, but they don't allow you to do that no more.
Yeah, kids used to get their arms crushed in those millstones too. Just because they would get their clothes like caught in there and like have their freaking arms. It's just like more modern day like sweatshop shit where during the Industrial Revolution.
The orphans and the orphan trains. They probably were orphans because where were their parents? They were these grease monkeys that worked in the factories.
Right.
They greased the shit. It's like they didn't have parents or something. They just get all these fucking free little slaves. I got a theory on that, where they came from.
The clone tanks?
Cabbage Patch dolls. They were the leftovers from. They were the children of the people they put in insane asylums because they had to put these crazy people that remembered that Jesus reigned for 1,000 years and that the millennial reign is over. Revelations, that we're in Revelations 20, 7-9, Satan's little season. And so they had to put all the people that saw it's kind of like a reset. So when they have a reset, they have to get rid of all the old people who remember before like me. I'm an old person, remember? I remember the 50s. I remember the 60s. I remember the 70s. I remember the 50s. And so they're going to have to get rid of me because I remember before the reset. And so, they got to get rid of the old people. And then what do you do with their kids, their children? They make them orphans. And
just
then,
like
so the orphans, yeah.
Just like they were talking about in 1984 about how like after the communists take over and they've like completely brainwashed, the generational brainwashing is like more complete. The old people like remember before and they would just talk shit about capitalism and I see where you're going with this, and that's
you're supposed to listen to your elders for a reason because they remember. And then oh shit, people don't even remember when people were decent to each other, and you could make fun of anybody and they don't laugh and shit. But now everybody's fucking all fucked up in the brain.
Yeah.
And then I was really fucked up because I had to go through the 60s and the 70s, but I hated the hippies. The hippie movement. I knew exactly what was going on. I remember when they took the Bible out of the church, the 10 Commandments out of the churches, and I remember the 60s in the 70s when they were integrating the blacks with the whites, and the blacks didn't want to be there any more than the whites wanted them to be. They bust the blacks in, and the blacks were pissed off, said, "We don't want to be here. So they forced integration on us. Nobody wanted to be integrated. Everybody likes to be with their own kind. Why would you force people to be with someone they don't want to be? Because it's all fucking brainwashing. I remember it. I remember it very well. I remember before integration and busing, we were all happy. We were all getting, everybody was with their own kind or whatever. I kind of was out because I was a dark-haired Italian going to mostly German and English school. So I was kind of like an outcast, like a black sheep. But then they started busting in, the blacks from downtown, and they were pissed. They didn't want to be there. And so they blamed it on the, they blamed it, of course, on us, the white guys. And so, they didn't like us. We didn't like them. Well, I had some friends that were, but it was just because we were being brainwashed. We were being brainwashed to hate each other. That's all it was. And that's all that's going on right now. Everybody hates each other. The Muslims hate the Christians.
The internet is kind of a double-edged sword. While it can be used for mass education, most of the time it's used for mass disinformation and propaganda and brainwashing.
Yeah, ever since the 1900s, we get this Prussian education from it's German brainwashing. It's this German. They call it Prussian education, and it was forced on us. Before that, everybody was like Little House on the Prairie. There was no public education. Everybody, their parents educated their children, and they grew up doing what their parents did, and they were better at it than their parents. And then, that's how you start a dynasty, really, is your children are supposed to help you grow your thing, and then you help them. Maybe if you have like 100 acres, you give them 20, and you give 20 to one and 20 to the other, and then they stick around. But now they've been brainwashed. That they got children thinking, oh, I'm going to go live in an apartment, bust my ass 40, 50 hours so I can live in an apartment and drive to my work every day, instead of accepting that maybe go back to the old ways and go live with your parents. But, oh, if you live with your parents, then you're a fucking loser, they call you, you know? But that's not true, you know? You work together as a family.
Just because of that. Why should I go out and work, like you said, 40, 50 hours a week to pay for a place that I'm never going to be at because I have to work so much? I just soon just live in my vehicle and spend it all on gas, and in my neighbor's stuff, I could just put it in gear and drive away. The
elite during hard times, the elite always goes to the farm. That's where the elite go. During a crisis, they go to the farm and they let the shit go by. It, the safest places, on a farm where you can grow your own food and shit.
What they're gonna do is they're gonna burn or flood. Like if you notice the way that Capitol and some of the key government buildings, the architecture seems to be like of a certain style. So they're gonna burn or flood out everything and claim it was aliens or some war or some advanced technology, which they've actually just been hoarding away, and just not telling anybody that they have. And it's gonna be the alien invasion. They're gonna burn, flood everything except for the Capitol buildings, and all the information is gonna be online, and we lost that. And then they're going to reset. Watch.
Yeah, reset. It could be a reset. They're planning a reset. They know something we don't know.
Sure.
They know what's coming. And so they think they're going to get away with it. But I don't know. Maybe this time they won't. It's the same old story. Babylon falling. Babylon falls. And it's usually from discipline. I mean, Babylon falls for being disciplined look at America. You think we're not going to be disciplined you think we're going to get away with promoting all this shit through Hollywood throughout the world? You think those people are going to get it? Those people that do that shit, they think they're going to win, but I don't think they're going to win. I have faith in God. Them motherfuckers they're fucking lost. They're the most lost motherfuckers on the fucking face of the planet. They think they're gonna, they think they're gonna beat God. And then you got all these fucking people pretend to be Christians, and they got Mary behind them. They talk about graping people. Some fucked up shit.
Sad trombone.
Yeah, it is sad.
Yeah. So the reset, there could be like a people's reset or a good reset or I don't know, a counter reset or whatever you want to call it, where we all come out looking like the Eloi from that movie, The Time Machine. Remember?
Yeah.
Where they had the Morlocks and the Eloi. And
what's sad? What's sad is this communist takeover that that these communists trying to take. What's really sad is these Americans that think, these pro-communist American children. I get, and they're mostly children. I mean, anybody that believes communism, you got to be a child or something. But these people are going to be the first to go. Like, there's going to be no use for them in the communists. I mean, you got to be able to do something. Like, you lazy motherfuckers. You're either going to work or you're going to die and shit. They're not going to put up, them commies don't put up with losers that can't do shit.
Well, again, to quote 1984, what Orwell was saying is if they will betray their own people, they would definitely betray the communists once they figure out because that's how communists, that's what they do. They lie to people and go, help us defeat these or whatever evil bad person, help us overthrow your government. And then once we're in power, those ones are the first ones that they get rid of. because you know. So I mean, I feel sorry for him. And you're right, like all these people, these fake Christians, and these people in Hollywood, the elite and everything, dude. God's gonna protect the people that He knows are like actually really good people.
Yep, that's true. Mhm.
The problem is people think like good. That's a subjective type thing. It's like, oh, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Like I think, TBE thinks he is good, talking about graping people, and he still thinks he's good. So
Hakeem, what did Lao Tzu say about good people?
you have to have God said. Well, Jesus said there is no one good but God. But these self-righteous people
God's
think they're.
green earth. I love it.
Well, there's got to be an objective morality or something. What's good? What's moral?
It's usually the people that feel like they're doing the right thing are some of the most fucked up people, because what happens is somewhere along the line they'll allow themselves to do just about anything in the name of their moralities, and their like code of ethics and code of honor goes out the window, and they'll end up doing just about anything to do the right thing, including becoming exactly like their enemy. Which is part of the reason why I stopped paying attention to people like Alex Jones and all these people. Oh, well, we'll just do the same thing that they're doing, only we'll do it the conservative way. Like, dude, you missed the point. You went ahead and just freaking missed the point. You're called good because you're being held to a standard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You have to have an objective standard, but everybody wants to make everything subjective. If I say it's good, then it's good because I'm good. Oh, yeah, same-sex marriage. Oh, yeah, it's okay. I'm still good. I'm good, but I go against natural law. I go against God's law. I go against, and then you got this guy with Saint Mary and behind him talking about how he's going to actually commit one of God's most heinous sins, and he's doing it because he thinks he's good. He thinks he's doing good, I guess. I don't know what he thinks, but even talking shit like that, even talking like that is fucking disgusting. And yet, I don't know. He's calling me evil, and he thinks he's a good guy or something. I don't know how that works.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. That's the lack of appeal that a lot of these like country Christians or whatever you want to call them, like it's
Can
always
you
like
stop, Caesar? Can you
what'd you call me?
stop? Please.
I don't know. There's just too many Christians that want to act holier than thou. That's what I'll leave it at that.
Please.
Christians are just like anybody else. You can have good Christians, you can have bad Christians. You can have good Muslims.
I am good.
I mean, you can have, they're no better than anybody else, but they're no worse than anybody else, I guess. I mean, a true Christian doesn't make you better. You have to continue in the faith after salvation. Anyway. I don't want to get into it. That's not what I'm interested. The TBE just pissed me off. I was actually falling for a shit for about 5 minutes. What he does
Girl.
is these people on panels, what they do is they accuse people
She not here.
and presume shit.
That girl not here.
Hello? What are you saying, Noel?
The girl up top.
Huh? What?
Are you talking to your cat, Noel?
No,
I think
I'm
she's
talking
referring
that-
to Anna.
Well, I'll tell you what I think is going on there. You know, I think that the story does not check out. You know what I mean? How exactly do Iranians come from Iran and motherfucking join the Russian Orthodox Church? Usually they're either Jews or Muslims. If they came from Iran, right? So he claims that his family was Muslim and then he joined the Orthodox Church or whatever, but he also claims that he became Christian around the time when he met his online buddies. So none of it really checks out. I believe that they're just LARPing as Christians.
Toilet bowl?
Yeah. So I believe they're totally. He's just pretending that he's a Christian because I asked him questions about Christianity. He didn't know the 10 Commandments and shit like that. So I think, yeah. So yeah, and actually Rocky was there too, right? For real. He was on the panel. That day.
So who are you talking about right now? I'm sorry, I was just kind of
Also,
zoned out for a minute.
Yeah, I'll show you later. Unseen Warfare. Every time it comes up, you be asking me. But yeah, this is the character that basically, when I began coming on YouTube, I associated myself with a few of these content creators out here, and yeah,
What do
you know
you
what I
think
mean?
he is? What if he's okay? He's grifting as Christian, but what do you
It's like
think?
some type of Satanist or some type of Jewish dude or something like that. Probably a Jewish Iranian that's probably pretending to be a Christian and then using that to type of
He don't look Iranian at all to me.
collect info on people. Look like they're trying to collect info on people. Like basically just try to rile them up. So they LARP and like they do this shock humiliation thing, try to rile people up so that basically so that motherfuckers will be like, I want to fucking kill you and stuff, so that they can record them saying that. I mean,
Like a type of doxing.
Okay.
It's called goading.
Or something.
yeah, some type of shit. Yeah, some type of shit where they can rile people up and then record their reaction to shit. Where you know what I mean, and they do it to the low level content creators that are pretty much like the most schizo ones that they could find. You know what I mean? So
Pretty much.
yeah, so they have like a track record of like, yeah, they find like these like new age guys, they like bring them into their like circle and then they basically bully them or some shit. So it's like some shit like they have a common tactic of doing that, and so what they're trying to do is collect personal information about these people so they can expose them by like talking about. So they do it to a lot of Archaics, Aphrodite, Rose, Starfire. I mean, there's a Gray Storm. There's a lot of these people's content is shock humor based on these content creators that are basically LARPers.
You know what I found out though? That the guy originally he was trying to dock someone as a PDF on his channel when I was in there. And I don't think he really is, but I was kind of seeing his optics, and then I went to the guy's channel and he's studying the same thing I am about the mud flood and the Tartaria, You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean, one of these dudes said that they like called the police and work with the police to get Archaics arrested. So I think that's pretty shady. You know what I mean? That shit sounds like an op. You know what I mean? So
Wait, he actually claimed that, or
Tartarian Truth claimed that, yeah. So that
I know
shit sounds,
Shem, but
yeah,
I
that
didn't
shit
know
sounds
he
like
actually owned up
yeah.
to it. Or
now
So,
that
Shit
we're
sounds
off
like
this,
so
Apparently, he didn't do anything, but the other guys did. CBO did it. I think CBO was a reason, supposedly.
so the
Yeah,
other
so
guy, Tartarian, that guy, he was studying Tartarian history also.
yeah, and I
No, he
feel
made
like
fun of it.
it doesn't line up with it doesn't line up with the archaics thing. He studies it on his own, but he takes a different opinion than the archaics guy. So they're exposing the other guy, but it's like they believe in this, you know, the Tartarian shit, right?
Yeah, well,
Yes, sir.
Archaics can get made fun of. He makes plenty of content to make fun of.
Yeah, but
Put it
it's
that
the
way.
precedent. It's the precedent of like having a YouTuber
Right.
arrested just because you disagree or whatever. You know, he's a con man or whatever your excuse.
I don't think they want this Tartarian shit out. They're trying to hide Tartarian history.
So it's Discordian or something, right?
Yeah. It's really what they're really hiding.
Parodying religions.
I think it's a what you call it, a red herring or a like a straw man of like something else. Like they know that there's eventually going to inevitably be a reveal of some type of ancient civilization. So they came up with like Tartaria to try to like promote and like control the narrative and control and be like, oh look, there's this turd
Tartaria.
that you should be paying attention to instead of whatever else. I mean, there's literally pyramids all over the planet.
Well, did you guys? Well, have you guys ever heard of Alexander Dugin?
Yeah.
And his whole theories about, you know, Eurasian super civilization. I mean, so I think this whole idea of the archaic revival and the whole steampunk, he also pushes the steampunk, you know, thing. So it's got, to me, it's got Dugan, you know, sort of hands all over it. I mean,
And he has Putin's ear, apparently, right?
oh yeah, he's high up
Really?
on shit. Yeah, he's high up in a lot of shit. Yeah.
I
He
think
also
they're
pretends to be Orthodox Christian, so it's a big.
You seen
demonic
that
thing with
video,
that.
right, with Kirill and how they play the game like the Russian mob is just
Oh man,
basically.
yeah, that video was fucking wild. And this
Yeah.
dude was selling fucking alcohol and cigarettes. Shit
You
is
see them
fucking-
blessing the tanks with holy water? Like,
Oh yeah, that church was off the chain. The military church.
Yeah,
Yo, that shit
yeah.
was off the chain. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this?
that
Yeah.
priest that spoke out, man, they put him through like some, you know, re-spiritualizing thing or something, man. Like they had to check him on it because he spoke out, because it is ridiculous. Like, what is that?
He had to be re-educated, quote unquote.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna be looking at a lot of like mini news items tomorrow, that like little videos that I've seen. So I might play that tomorrow because that is just off the chain. Like that really puts the. I wish I would have played that video when we were doing the Jim Bob thing. Holy shit! that
Oh
would've
yeah, dude.
smoked it
You
out.
know
Yeah.
what'd be crazy is to play that if you ever came on your show and just play that. See what he said.
He ain't coming on here.
That's what.
but that
Yeah,
would be
they're
hilarious.
avoiding the fuck out of us. Yeah, they're avoiding the fuck out of us. I think it's safe to say that. You know what I mean, you know, between everyone here, I mean, I've invited Andrew Wilson to a lot of these shows, right? So yeah, and you know, he's responded to me in a lot of other like little messages and things, right? When I talk about what I've seen on a lot of these panels and stuff, but yeah, he definitely won't come on the show. Neither will Jim Bob. So if we maybe I need to go at one of these other guys, like maybe Posh Redneck or one of these other guys. Maybe they'll come on the show. So I don't know. But yeah, we you know, we'll have our people reach out.
I
to
would
them.
like to talk to that dude. I watched him talk about monarchism once, and I mean he's pretty much spot on with some of the top. Like I don't know him well enough to really say much, but he was pretty spot on and seemed intelligent enough. But I could tell you this, that he's caught up in that same,
Right.
you know, I don't know how they can't see it. Like what's going on? Like it's very obviously Soviet propaganda, and it's just like, I don't know, cognitive bias or something.
Is it similar to Jay Dyer? You and I saw that Unseen Warfare. He was saying that they're unrelated or something.
Yeah, you know, like he says things like that, but then he'll try to expose the CIA or something, and yeah, bro, like your patriarch is fully a KGB agent, and you don't. And he'll say things like, "Well, the KGB hasn't really been a part
Right.
of."
Yeah, you know, I noticed that too. So, you know, so the attacks against the CIA, I mean, I just think it's a little bit weird living in this country, right? So yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of shit is definitely strikes me as very strange. And then also, you know, he mentioned that he was trained in the Frankfurt School. You know what I mean? So yeah, a lot of this stuff just seems. Actually, he interviewed Dugan a few times, right? So, you know what I mean?
Who,
So that's
Dyer
also,
did?
yeah,
It's like
Dyer did, yeah,
Facebook level.
Dang.
He's
yeah.
Facebook
So
level
Well,
FSB
you know,
or
these
something.
Christian grifters, or whatever you call them, these grifters,
yes,
LARPers, whatever
some
you call
weird
them.
shit. Yeah, some
Well,
weird
I
shit
think
going on.
they're attacking Tartaria a lot because Tartarian mud flood is leading to maybe finding out who these people are, and we're finding out, you know, that they're hiding history, that they added like 700 years to history. 1st century, 3rd century, and 9th century are all the same history, and they're overlaying them. Rome was probably worldwide, and they're trying to hide the fact that the mud flood was Armageddon. 70 AD was the beginning of the tribulation.
Yeah, a lot
Revelation,
of the Capitol buildings are in Roman architecture.
Revelations is over. The mud flood. Okay, so they have these great cathedrals that were built after the mud flood, and then they unburied old Rome. They knew where Rome was, where it was. They could, oh, I remember Rome used to be in DC, Virginia, Maryland, or wherever. And instead of building them, they founded them. They actually, you know, they founded this beautiful building in 1866, and it was really, they found it there. Yeah, that's why it's called Freemasons. They're Freemasons because they find masonry all over the world, and they just unbury it, and it's Freemasonry. That's what you got right there. I tell you right there, Freemasons. So the Freemasons find the old Roman world that was already buried during the mud flood, which was the tribulation. The mud flood was the tribulation. And then there was 1,000 years of great, beautiful architect that had like it was, it had steeples and like electric, they call them electric veins now or something, where it collected electricity through the ether, like Nikola Tesla told us, each frequency. And so they harnessed the ether, the power. These were the saints. They knew everything. They knew how to harness ether because it was 1,000-year reign of Christ. And so they're hiding history. They're saying that, oh no, Christ hasn't came yet. We're waiting for the tribulation. When the temple was destroyed in 70 AD, and that was and then Rome was destroyed shortly after that. And then you had the 1,000-year reign of Christ, which now they're hiding. And how do they hide it? In history. They've added 700 years to history. told you the 1st century, 3rd century, and 9th century were all different periods of time when they were all the same time. And then anyway, I put it in the back, TML. This is Professor, what was his name? Let me see, what was it? His name was Gunnar Hydson.
Yeah, Gunnar Heinsohn. Yeah, I'm familiar with his work. I've written about him actually. You know, if you look at a particular chapter in my book, I actually talk about it. I mean, but yeah, I mean,
Cool.
yeah, but yeah, and flamenco. You know, so I mentioned their theories for sure. You know what I mean, as part of the historical stuff there, and I think it's in a chapter on astrotheology because you know, I classify it under the theories of astrotheology because they're looking at, you know, dates and astronomical events, especially flamenco is. Heinsohn is using something different. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's saying that the 1st century, 3rd century, and 9th century were where all these catastrophes supposedly happened, different periods of time, are actually the same period of time.
Yeah.
And so the air, like Mohammedanism
Mashani
and
Live, can you
Islam
put me next to
started
her,
in the
please,
17th,
Annie?
saying that the Bible, there were probably a lot of Arab translations at that time because Jesus was an Arab. And the 7th century, the beginning of Muslimism or whatever you call it, that was actually in the 1st century because they added 7. So, you know, because they say that the Arabic people, the Muslims, the Islam, they came out, you know, like for 700 years, they were, you know, like nothing. And then in the year 700, they just like became real smart and they knew everything all of a sudden. So that maybe that was really the 1st century and the 7th century are all the same period of times. And it's hard to explain, but it's a pretty cool theory. It makes more sense of what's going on in the scriptures today, as far as I can see. And so, yeah, it's like
I could go on and on about that. I really am trying to bite my tongue though.
Okay.
Yeah, flamenco's glowy though.
Yeah, he's got some glowiness. Well, he's direct glowness, but you know, but yeah, but I think that there's enough. Like I was saying with iFire, I think that there's enough there to just doubt the entire story. I mean, you know, on every level. But yeah, you know, people might think I don't know what a lot of these topics are on a lot of these panels that people are talking about. But the truth is that I've looked into most all of this stuff, and I could talk at length about flamenco, Heinsohn, and a number of other theories. And I do think that there's a, you know, I mean, obviously, they're coming from a certain look with it too, you know, because I don't know if you guys know this, but Fomenko says that Israel is in Ukraine, right? Or some shit like that.
Right,
You
he
know,
said like Jesus was a Slav or something. I forget.
oh yeah. So he comes out with a lot of
Some
interesting
great
things.
wild stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a new theory out that the Earth used to be one continent, and that it says during the tribulation there'll be a great earthquake, and that maybe that's where we get the 7 continents. That great earthquake that during the tribulation, the worldwide earthquake created.
I think it's true that in the beginning of Earth, like when it was first created, that it wasn't in the state that we are in now. And I believe that paradise was separate, but it was one time a part of the earth. But after the fall, it was separate. So Um, there's probably a possibility that the continents have split to some degree, or there was some change after the flood. I don't know, but yeah, because those
Yeah, the
rivers
flood.
mentioned in Genesis aren't in the same place that they're mentioned now. Now, why is that? Because there's some change. Some change happened.
Yeah, there was the flood, and then this is saying that about 1,300 years ago was the first century. So we're like in 1340 right now or something, because they added 700 years in. So if we're Cecil, that was funny. Yeah. So if we're in the period after the tribulation, and there was a great earthquake and a mud flood, and the world was buried in mud, that's not the same as the flood, the what do you call it, the pre-flood history, and then you had the flood, and then you had the tribulation, which would be a great world like never before. It says it'd be a great earthquake, and so I think that's already happened, and maybe that before the tribulation of 70 AD, that it was probably one continent, and then they divided the continent. Who knows? Because we don't have maps of like pre-AD shit, do we? I think the oldest maps we got. Anyway, sorry to get you distracted from what you were.
No, it's all good. I'm pretty much done here. This is just an introductory stream to tomorrow's stream, and it's 11:33, so I really gotta hang up the phone here, folks. You know what I mean? It's been a blessed time with you guys. But yeah, we're gonna be doing a longer stream tomorrow, and I'm just critically low on sleep and all sorts of things. So I think I'll play some music and get some rest, if you guys don't mind. And
All right.
yeah, I'll go
You
around
try
this panel here.
melatonin?
Yeah, I think the matcha tea will be the spot. Right? That stuff knocks me the fuck out. Right? Especially the L-theanine. So I might try some of that, and I mean, especially L-theanine with THC mix as well. Gets me a little dizzy. But yeah, blessings, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. I'm gonna go around. Noel, do you got anything to say to these people? You seem like you're sick. I hope you get well soon. Blessings. Are you out here, Noel? If not, it's no worries. Thank you so much for being here. And you have a peaceful night, my friend. And yeah, let's go around here. Let's see who else is here. Okay, Reddington's not going to say anything. Annapurna, you out here with us. Blessings. Annapurna. Blessings, Annapurna. Thank you so much for being here with me, sis. I greatly appreciate you. We did a long stream earlier today. My God. We had some excellent commentary on a number of themes and issues. And, we will try to clip that up and bring it to you guys at the end of the show tomorrow if we can. Because we got copyrighted. But yeah, we'll figure it out. If we don't, we got some extra material to play for you guys. We'll figure it out. Reddington, you got anything to say to these people?
Yeah, I'd say mainstream history is definitely hiding things, but at the same time, there's also the fringes where you get led down rabbit trails that are ultimately distractions, really.
Yeah, 100%. I think Reddington's working his way up to, we might present some information on quantum physics if I can convince him to do it. But yeah,
that's way above my pay grade.
Yeah, we might have a Reddington stream at some point where he presents the first hour. That would be some dope shit, right? But yeah, you know, it's open for you guys if you want it. And blessings, right? I mean,
It'd have to be a different topic, I think.
for sure, for sure. Yeah. Well, anyways, blessings, my brother. I mean, you have a blessed night, my dude. Right?
You too.
Yeah. Peace. And who else out here? Okay, Cecil, what you got for these people, man?
Yeah, man. History can be used as like a tool for brainwashing. Also, it's a pretty popular one. Also, I've been drinking vinegar lately
Oh,
to try to, try to. It's like just like the little red wine vinegar that looks like the potion bottle at the Walmart. It's pretty good for like it cleans you out, dude. It's anti-side, everything. Just drink vinegar.
yeah. Yeah, it's great advice. Yeah, definitely vinegar. You know, and it's also excellent for cleaning. You know, you mix some of those essential oils, you know, lemon or, you know, some orange essential oil or some sage essential oil with some vinegar and have that be your cleaning material. You could clean everything with that. Your kitchen, you know what I mean,
Or your
shit,
guts,
yeah, your bathroom. You can clean a lot of shit with it. Yeah,
your
I mean,
intestines.
yeah, exactly. Your intestines. Yeah, blessings, Cecil. That's great advice. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Right?
No
You have a
problem.
peaceful night. Yeah, yeah. Of course, you have a peaceful night. Yeah. And you know, Rocky, what you got for these people, man? Sir?
Oh well, yeah. History's all fucked up, but you know, and I put in chat a link to Gunner.
Excellent.
Professor. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know what's going on. This history shit's boggling my mind.
Of course.
Hmm.
Yeah, excellent.
All right. Thanks for having me. Peace.
Yeah, of course.
I'm out.
Thank you so much for being here, sir. You know, peace, blessings. Yeah. Unseen warfare. What you got for these people?
How you doing? So I think that on most subjects, we should try to look for a mean between the extremes and find the middle path instead of leaning too far to the right or too far to the left on a number of topics, and try to stay as balanced as possible. Otherwise, like Reddington was saying, you can get led down some rabbit holes. But other than that, I appreciate you, and I enjoyed what you had to say about the Tao. So, thank you.
Of course, brother. Yeah, we got lots more of that coming up. This is just scratching the surface here. So yeah, I greatly appreciate you being here. You have a blessed night.
You too, man. Later.
Yeah, of course. You know, and all the rest of you guys, right? Man, you guys know I'm praying for all of you, man. You know what I mean, and you know, the more important thing is that I'm here for you guys. I mean, and tomorrow I'll be here for an extended period of time. So I really apologize that I didn't pin the link. I was supposed to pin the link in the beginning of the fucking show. Good Lord. And now the show has ended. The link is not pinned. Son of a bitch. I did drop the link twice. So I greatly appreciate the people who made it up here on panel with me. You know what I mean? And you know, tomorrow we're gonna be extending a lot of the presentation we gave today in terms of, you know, looking at the major themes within Taoism and clarifying how those relate to Chinese history. And of course, we're going to bring lots of interesting news items tomorrow. I mean, so I got lots of little queued up news shit I've been accumulating over time. And, you know, we might look at some of that, you know, extra material. You know, been a lot of interesting changes going on in the world news. I mean, also we're going to be looking at Dr. Kaczynski. I mean, you know, made it in the news again recently with the killer, right? So we'll see what happens. We're going to look at some of his posts where he referred to some of Kaczynski's writings I mean, we'll try to look at some of that, and obviously, we're going to discuss the efficacy of revolution, the efficacy of violence, the efficacy of living in harmony with nature and in harmony with the Tao, and all the implications of all these ideas and concepts. Thank you guys so much. Please feel free to come up here and have a conversation with me in terms of the open panel. We're going to keep the open panel format of the show into the near future. We ran into some beautiful people here. I mean, we're very thankful for the experiences we've had. You know what I mean? And it's been a year. There's over four there's hundreds of hours of material is what I'm trying to say. In terms of my personal reflections on history, philosophy, politics, okay, and religion. Okay, and we've also presented we'd like to think, a unique aesthetic, right? Unique themes, unique artistic template, right? And a unique experience, combining the cultural, fabric of our time. I mean, but yeah, blessings, guys, man. Thank you guys for being here with me. I mean, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for being here with me on The Machine Lies, where we talk about the lies of the machine on the machine that lies. And I hope you guys have clarity to see through the lies, my friends. Here is some music for you guys. I hope you guys can appreciate some of this music. You guys may not find these tracks anywhere on the internet, right? That's because I made this mixes myself. I'm tired of the way that hip hop sounds. I'm tired of the way that electronic music sounds sometimes. I mean, you got to make your own mixes in this motherfucking world because we have the equipment and the technology to do so. I mean, but yeah, blessings, guys. Thank you guys for being here with me. I mean, the first step to blinding somebody is getting them to open their eyes. And the first step to seeing beyond the programming is to realize how you've been programmed. Don't ask why if you know what's wrong. I mean, start a well-intentioned fight. See the lies fly out in defense. I mean, the thing is that, we're brought here for a short amount of time. Whatever comes up, comes out, folks. I mean, right? We got to share these things with us before we don't have the ability to do so anymore. I mean, and the tongue is the reflection of the heart. The eyes are the windows to the soul. If you could be told what to see and hear, you could be told what to think and say, right? Guard your vision. Okay. Speak the truth, right? With the people around you, right? Okay. And question everything. Question me. Think for yourself. All right. Where does truth come from? How do you know that something is true when somebody else says it to you, right? Unless you know it for yourself. I mean, all truth comes from within. Blessings. All right. Thank you guys for being here with me. All right. Don't listen to anything I say. All right. Question me. All right. And blessings. All right. Thank you guys for being here with me, though. I'm but a wayfarer. All right. Be in this world as a stranger, folks. All right? We're all passing through here. All right? Blessings. The house of God is a traveling house, folks. All right? Thank you for being here with me. All right? Enjoy this journey with me. All right? Walk with me, folks. Blessings.
Hey, yo, Scientific, my hand kissing, robotic listic, optimistic. You probably missed it. Watch me dolly dick and Scotty Waddy competent me. Big microphone, hippie, Poughkeepsie, crispy chicken burst, fuck up a stone Richie. Chop the O, sprinkle a little snow inside of Optimo. Swing the John McEnroe, rap rockin' mode, tidy bow, gun hole pro. Starsky with the gum show, hit the rum slow, parole kids, live for Punto, Patone Stizzy really high. The vivid laser I got, jump in a Harley ride, box, I freak a lemon pie, got it. Lord forgive me, Miss Sally shot it. Tracy got shot in the face. My house was overcrowded. You fake cats done heard it first. On the house shitted on your turf that time. Cupid Link first show. Check out the rat kingpin. Summertime fine jury dripping. Face in the box. I seen your ear twitching. As soon as I drove off, Cap came to me with 3 photos. Give one a ray. That season they raw. Lighting raw fever heaters. Knock needed Shiva for Heva. Diva got rock on the receiver bleeder. Portfolio looking fancy in the pantry. My man got bigger dime, son. Your shit is scampy. Base that. Throw it to your mouth. Don't waste that. See go slamping in the phone with King Tut hat straight off. Yeah. Yeah. Just one shot niggas. Smack all y'all niggas. Nigga rats. Universal death threats. Yeah. Just be the God body. Yeah, no doubt. Judge Wise. Yo, spiced out Calvin Coolers, lounging with 7 duelists. The great adventures are slick, licking with 6 Rugies. Rock those big boy Pilates out of Woodbridge. Porch for the biggest beer, seasoned giraffe frizz, rotisserie roast, chicory, cinnamon, scented glaze, perfect the fine chew with the shell. Let's smoke, all hell to my hands. 50 thou praise you, dirty notes, the nasal drip, click, flipped on fam. Dancing with Blanche and them bitches, flicking goose bitches. Kick down the ace's face, stands Jack Riches. Awesome compulsive lies, flies with my name on it. Dick made the cover, now count how many veins on it. Scooby snack, Jurassic, plastic gas, booby trap. 10 years working for me, you wanna tab shit? Bong, 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 your bell went wrong, wrong, wrong. Staple lands where the ambulance don't come. Yeah, you see what I mean? See what I mean, you motherfucking crybabies? Get in line, punk. You should be studying your arts instead of studying me. That's how you lost your first job, punk. Now get in line, when you get your little thick ass tossed up. Shit, I study on the Bruce Lee, nigga. He was on the 4, I was on the 3rd.
Honey, this flip, black men to cause continental drift. One whip of pound, you gets my divine step. Quick rock, late night, hit a tick-tock on my clock. I used to run up and pit, a crab lock, hit his stash. Dip back to the left, make him flip uptown. Now we back on your ab, cognito, fatal Hakito blow. Pop a needle, dick a knock knee hole. Bust out a fetal, 9-inch long, strong. Probably pop the bitch stomp, spit on her. Then I bang on my chest like Kong King. Comes to the fling, point the killer bee sting, wing things. Right through your head, bing. Snap the wing off her backs. My battle axe, tongue hacks tracks. Once the board drop, I'ma snatch 10 jacks. Pass the track to a niggerette. Puff a loose leaf cigarette while your man search the internet for Bob Digitech. In stereo, crazy as Shapiro. Multiply myself 10 times, standing next to 0. And snap my fingers like the Fonz. And bag me a golden bond. Skin girl with the honey blonde. Dip hair, make a nigga flip in his chair. Had the armpit shaved off perfect with the nail. Stomach fat as a pancake for a man's sake. Used to fuck her when she ministrate, but it made her hyperventilate. Brooklyn, I know. Queen, I know. Shaolin, I know. Bronx, I know. Jersey, I know. Long Island, I know.
Yo, Chiba, if I ever see that cat again, cousin, he ain't gonna make it. Yeah, that's my word, cousin, he ain't gonna make it. Ja Mercury, I just finished putting heat in this Mercury. With heat with speech and my aim was accurate. Off 2 degrees, bubbling from over the toe, skating on ice slippery, smothered in absolute. Was you drink? Absolutely, motion melodic, I got it. Carving the suede Pareto with crooks that would trade diamonds. My high velocity fades, my digital doctor. Breathing with sunny Chiba, flaming off vodka in the submarine. Landscaping the next
Listen to the super fly, bumping black season on high. Melt inside my jig and fly. Tone to the black belt jump, saying sucky now. Come on, sugar, that dude is the Casanova brand. Baby caress up on this, let me in a centerfold. Sugar smoking Sunny Chiba, name Sheba, baby Shane. Listen to my game of death, sugar shacking right to left, sapping in a fly trap. And your lady Scarface hand over that merchandise, nice ice.
Killing them soft leaves, making them cop leaves, blessing the black leaves, sticking with 40 D's. Killing them soft leaves, making them cop leaves, blessing the black leaf, sticking with 40 D's.
Now I got the crystals, bruh, cola drives and Lacula. If cubic zirconia convince to touch them bastards. Money on the wood, make the betting good. Sister girl of Madam Zenobia is running all the bros and chicks. Why she directing flicks, whistling the henchman. Guess I gotta feed these cats, got them Andre Crouching. Don't they know I'm Diamond Crook, Satin Struthers production? Now you gotta go by my shit and try to screw the cats.
Up in SOs with expressos, reflecting ice, familiar face. About to get stoned there off for his life, but not in the sight. Prefer to play the shade the after hours. Besides, Meanies Chinas is taking Henny, don't shower, so I bless another glass. Pass the link to Joe Ching. Don't talk, don't think, just start the flashing and make a cinema. Limit the choices. Her voice is coming from the rear, but those ain't my campus. I'ma see them again. Yeah. Killing them soft leaves, making them cop leaves, blessing the black leaf, sticking with 40 D's. Killing them soft leaves, making them cop leaves, blessing the black leaf, sticking with 40 D's. Ain't no motions without my baby Quicksilver, yeah that's my lady. Before this holocaust on the concourse starts on my late tree. In the vigor, sensation, seductive, I let my guard down. Blindfolded by the reefers in the back of my building uptown. Run yours, I pause, turned around, too deep delays. God bless my twin soul, Sonny Chiba to save the day.
Gotta set him free one more time, touching from behind in the midst of play, trying to 3 out. PG Sway, not a levitate, right inside the outlaws paradise, never blinking twice, just through the fellas how it is.
Yeah, how it is how it was, cousin listen to lower rules. The connection is waiting, Chiba, Karachi, blazing Fabu. In the igloo, cooling the coolest ones and never clashes. Sprinkle my ashes, diamond crooks and we cashes.
Yo, bruh, and dude, definitely set that cat free, bruh.
Killing them soft leaves, making them cop leaves, blessing the black leaves, sticking with 40 D's. Killing them soft leaves, making them cop leaves, blessing the black leaf, sticking with 40 D's. Killing them soft leaves, making them cop leaves, cop leaves.
Nothing has done more to unite the people of the world than this daring venture into the unknown. His decision was to make the journey, and the world watched and listened. Countdown. Blast off.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Man, on me on a solo mission, but I'm still starving, still marching. Train of thought like a drill sergeant. Turn you battle rappers into real martyrs, but the real target, the industry, cause the real harm is when the deals bark and kill the real artists. Ever since the Sugar Hill started, when Sugar Ray was still sparring, I was ill, sparking skills far from real dark, and late night was still caution. Skills sharper these days, these MCs still biting, still barking, still talking real garbage. Explains why I'm feeling so trash bag glad. I get the last laugh, you get the half mask glad. Big cash, quick fast. These rappers phony, thinking this crap is all about the cheese macaroni. I see the pack before me, act like you know me. Internationally, center of attention. Not even Shaq can post me. Category, trackazoid, beats classic only. Beat tapping for me, that's the story till I'm Casper Ghostly. Every joint I'm on point, no need the action. Or be swinging at your trophy, not breathing like you Braxton Tony. Every mic got plenty. Every mic got plenty. Every mic got plenty. Every mic got plenty. yo. I'm flown out to blow the microphone out. I spit the flows out, Mr. Skull Mouth, no doubt. Tickets sold out. Black and white kids, different strokes house. Transform you pessimist to optimist and roll out. Decepticon style, Megatron blouse. Check the bomb files. 007 stretch beyond bounds of the earth moon. Universe soon to burst through. 365 prepare live, you April 1st, fool. These wannabe best rappers holding wet bladders. Need a step ladder, still couldn't reach my best status. Inspector got it, extra baggage, I was blessed to have it. You must be still guessing at it, still testing average. I'm never slipping, even if you peel the fresh banana. The moves I'm making checks and balance like a chess fanatic. You less advantage, manic, depressing, impress the panic. Lyrics hot enough to melt your plastic, run your flesh to ashes. That's what you earn when you're not well rehearsed. Somebody gotta help preserve this art form. Myself prefer, check the verse. It's like a magic spell with words. These whack MCs probably felt it worse than a Celtic bird. I remember when Bam was hot, Planet Rock, Jordan was the man to stop. Knowledge every chance I got, keys to the master lock deals, not real, unless it's God's will. Got NASA job skills, call me astronaut Neil. I reach for the top and be the first to leave orbit, report it. Bricks and decompose, we enforce it. I'm here to paint a portrait untainted by the corporate. The 5 forces of your gravity will fly orders. These accomplishments, be a rocket ship, compliment my confidence. I'll be among stars without your documents. Big budget marketing, demographic targeted. All I need is beats and rhymes. Come on, spark a bit. Every mic I sense. Every mic I sense. Every mic I sense. Every mic I sense.
We came from kings and queens.
That's right.
How come we ain't got any kings and queens right now?
Oh, boy, you always trying to be heavier than anybody else.
The history people. They did their thing, then they died, or they got run out of town, or killed. Where's the now people to do things now? We're always talking about what's been, never what is. What the people gonna do?
I'll think about it.
Bomb the levee, arm and deadly, arm is steady, fingers, palms and sweaty, shoot holes through your medley, wifey so heady, I'm heavy so ready, box your face out, Peter Man Freddy, chop confetti with a sharp machete, got no flavor, no sauce, plain spaghetti, I spit legend like Yeti, search for extraterrestrial intelligence SETI, anything pertaining to Eddie, went through Special K and then through Teddy, child support, bank levy, house foreclosed, Franny Mac and Freddie. Why you singing to my medley? Good broad, the hood is hard. Pull your card, fought while you sparred. Banned and barred, my hand to guard. Your odds are good, but goods are odd. I'm done talking.
Man, shut the fuck up. Quiet on the set.
Told you motherfuckers to stop getting it twisted.
Never been the type to run my mouth from locked
I'm done talking.
I'm just being real about it.
Niggas hollering.
Shut up. Shut your old mouth when young folks are talking.
It's beautiful and aggravating, agitating, glad you hating, mouth salivating, your heart palpitation is an indication. You wanna suppress innovation, no limitation, flow been impatient, smack DJs, kick stations and corporations, you could all suck my dictation. Here's what you now facing, Eddo up close and personal, no more giving spacing, start bracing or start embracing, old dogs become soap. Greyhound racing, this ain't a playground chasing. Real life, you fake like Freddie and Jason. Get this boom back, start debasing. I'm half the price, they twice as much. My fingerprints don't fade from the lives I touch. I'm done talk.
Quiet on the set.
Shut the fuck up. Told you motherfuckers to stop getting it twisted.
Never been the type to run my mouth from locked
I'm done talking.
Niggas hollering. I'm just being real about it. Shut your old mouth when young folks is talking.